I have a problem here.
What did you do? Why is it doing that? What did you touch?
I think I had to adjust it.
No. It's
Hey, good to see
probably
ya.
still too far away.
It's good to see you.
Long time no see. And whose fault is that?
Largely mine.
Yep.
I take accountability. I
Of course.
have been busy traveling and seeing the world gallivanting. Actually, last week I was just unwell.
Oh, that's right. You were sick last week.
Yeah, and I could
Now
have
I
come.
feel bad.
But the week prior, I was traveling, and the week previous to that, I think was maybe the day before Christmas. I don't know. Jeez.
No. Christmas is on a Sunday this year. Or Monday.
Well, the day before Christmas Eve, our Christmas Eve for the office. Regardless, I've been busy. But here I am, all my glory.
Here he is, Miss America.
So happy New Year, 2024. First time throwing down in the new year.
All true. How's your New Year going so far?
It's going great.
What are your ins and outs of the New Year?
I don't even know what that means.
Well, so what are you embracing in and what are you throwing out?
I didn't do that. I just
Why?
I don't know. I guess like if I have things I want to get rid of, I just get rid of them in the moment. It's kind of like Amazon, right? You don't wait for your present now till Christmas or birthday. You're just like, oh, I can have that tomorrow.
True.
I do the same thing with problems and bad habits. I say, you know what? I'm done with this. I know it's June 2nd, not January 1st, and I don't care.
I know it's a
I'm
hot
done.
summer day.
I'm done. So yeah, I don't really have anything. I think it's a good. I mean, whatever. Mentally, I think hey, I'm gonna restart, refresh. I don't know. But I didn't have anything special. I did enter into a dry January, as I often do.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah.
Are you doing that?
I'm doing it.
It's day 11. How do you feel?
I feel fine. The last 3 years, I went like it got progressively like I did all January, and then I was like, okay, and then 2 years ago, then it was like January, February, and then last year I was like, oh, it's March 18th, and then I went on a cruise, and all bets were off.
Yeah.
And so something similar this time is January is going to be damp, I guess.
Okay.
I was going to say moist, but that's it, right?
Oh,
yeah, see?
not even
I knew
worse.
I knew it. So this weekend I'm going to New York City with some friends, and I know that like we'll probably have a couple of cocktails. So then I'll come back and I'll just recalibrate and then do dry January through February.
JT had a suggestion for what we talk about today.
Poke myself in the eye.
Yep. Well, you get what you get. You don't get upset. Stanley versus Yeti. What are your thoughts?
I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be a great matchup, and live on pay-per-view this Friday. Let's get it.
God.
That's not.
No.
Okay. I don't know what it is.
You genuinely don't know what it is?
I know Yeti is a cup. A Stanley
Yeah,
is.
you use Yeti
Is it
cups.
Stanley or Stanley?
Stanley, not the Stanley.
Okay, so
May
that's
he rest in
important.
peace. He's dead, right?
He did die. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace.
Is Stanley a type of mug?
Yeah, I have a Stanley. I have
Oh.
2 Stanleys. Not to.
Oh, well,
You know.
yeah, that's so bougie.
Yeah, the hot pink one.
So Okay, so maybe I just heard people pronounce it the Stanley. You're saying Stanley.
So I think you're projecting onto me because I don't think that was ever an issue of your lack of knowledge of the topic that we're talking about.
Fair enough. I probably would still not have known, but I do think.
I don't think the way I pronounced it is what set you back of not knowing what we're talking about.
I just know Yeti, so that's why it was, contextual. I'm like, Yeti, it's got to be a competition against another mug.
All the kids are asking, did your daughter ask for a Stanley Cup this Christmas?
She did not.
Oh, a Yeti?
She did not, but we have Yetis in the house.
Yeah.
Multiple Yetis. I have a Yeti cooler to your right.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know if Stanley has any coolers.
I guess this matchup is over.
I don't know, but I love the cup.
I've seen some good, or I saw a good one, like I have his Instagram thing. It was like, guy like shows up with a thing for his wife and like puts it on the counter. And it is just like.
Oh, I think I think that was one of the original Stanleys, maybe.
Okay.
Because it was a company before women started taking. I feel like it's more womanhood taken over. Put a picture. You can't see it, but the viewers will see the picture that we're talking about. But yeah, it's
lovely.
more
Beautiful.
husbands got almost like what's the thermal? What is that called? Campers use them. You put hot chocolate in them.
Yetis?
No, the actual cup. You like put
Like a mug?
no. Oh,
Thermos.
Yes. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
So it looks like that.
Okay.
But it's not what the wife wanted.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
So you just need to do better. You just need to know your wife.
Yeah.
Or ruin your life.
Oh, got all the sayings, and she's got so much in store in 2024.
Oh God. Jeez. What was I gonna say?
I was married 7 years before I had kids.
Really?
Yeah.
Which I think that's lovely, because that I always like, there was no rush to have kids, because you should enjoy your time, you know, like when you live together, then when you first get married and it's still just you two. I think it's important. I think I'm a very big advocate for people still being people and who they are, not just like mom and dad, you know?
Right.
I feel like that's my biggest thing. Because I feel like once people have kids, they forget that they're people, and then it's all about the kids.
Yeah. I mean, we try to do a good job of that, like taking couples trips. I mean, obviously we can do better with date nights and things like that, but it does get difficult. So it almost becomes about the kids, because it's the time commitment, you know?
Right.
Just,
which like totally understand, totally get. But I think, I don't know, I feel like, and God forbid you say that.
Right.
But I feel like you just need to be honest. We're like, kids do ruin everything with peace and love.
Yeah, of course.
Wouldn't change it for the world. I love all my siblings, but there's been plenty of moments where I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, they drive you nuts. It's a really amazing relationship. You know, I said my buddy and I were talking about the other day. I was like, you both agreed. You know, if we didn't love them so much, we'd kill them.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, there's nobody else in my. If anybody behaved like that at work, I would just fire them immediately.
Fired. You're fired.
I can't believe I'm talking to you about this for the 10th time or the second time.
Normalize firing kids.
Yeah.
Maybe we should make that a thing for 2024.
And now they just stay longer. I couldn't wait to get out of my house.
I know.
Like, have an apartment and everything.
I know. I'm staying longer.
Yeah.
I'm 24, and I'm just living life at home.
A little different, because your mom's pretty young. Your mom's very young.
Yeah.
Very, very young.
Or are you just saying that because you guys are like the same age?
That's correct.
I was like, oh my God.
And so I do think that's a little bit, that's like a little twist on it, but
yeah, I think it's different too, where you just, if it works, it works. You know, don't get me wrong, there's still moments where, and I know it on both ends, where we're like, oh my God, we need you, like, I need a minute to just have my own energy, my own vibe. But I think we need to find a niche, if that makes sense.
I agree. I know JT was like, you got to make it Rhode Island-ish so that we can target Rhode Islanders.
But it's like,
but maybe we'll be famous in like Brazil.
how do we do that? I love where we're from, but how do you, there's only so much. Like, Bill the Patriots man. I know that's like Massachusetts,
but I mean, how much can you talk about the Patriots, right?
Like, I cannot. I physically and emotionally cannot, because my brain just doesn't go there.
No, and I don't want to talk sports with you. I want somebody to be engaged with whatever we're talking about.
I would just be confused the whole time, and I'd be like, yeah, that sounds awesome.
I do feel like maybe just some life talk for 5 to 10 minutes is kind of interesting. It's almost like a reality show, right? You know, what's going on.
Yeah.
And then you're on, there's no, like, what's the story in the reality show? It's just the story of their lives.
Right? This is what I'm saying. I think that's our niche. I think we need a niche. I think we need to figure out something that we both care about, whether it's myself, where it's like, whether it's self-care, self-improvement, business tactics, like what we need to figure out, and we need to make that the topic, because knowing how much I can talk, imagine if it was for something useful and not just about myself.
So do you think we pick maybe for the month, we say, okay, this week it's going to be business, this week it's going to be culture, this week it's going to be self-improvement?
Yeah, I think that would be
we
great.
hold ourselves to
staying on topic.
And time.
I think even narrowing down on the topic will even help us time
I agree.
already.
I agree.
And then still holding us accountable for time.
Right. Because it's very easy to...
So easy. Like, I'm like a dog seeing a squirrel.
Right. Yeah, well,
with
I'm guilty of that too.
And I think it'll be better for it not to be the Jaden show.
People want Jaden.
Listen, I get it. I totally get it. I'm a hoot and a half. But gotta be respectful.
All right. Well, I think that's what we'll do. So we'll be armed and ready for next session. But before we wrap this up, I really want to know, we're going to go back here a few weeks because your old boy Billy had a tough time around the Christmas trying to figure out what he was going to put in a stocking.
Oh my God.
And I was successful. I had a bit of a breakdown.
A bit.
Part of it was for show.
I've never.
I wanted to be dramatic on purpose, but I also was very frustrated by everything.
You were dramatic off camera, not when the cameras were rolling.
But to our team, I think that was kind of fun.
It was fun to play a character. And well played because we were all stressed for you.
Thank you. Nobody did anything for me, though, by the way.
You're right. But want to know something? So the next day, because that was on a Thursday, right?
I think so.
On a Thursday. Next day on the Friday, come in, and I'm like talking to Kayla about something. And I'm like, oh my God, I completely forgot. I need a Yankee swap gift for Scuba's Christmas Eve party. For his family's party. And I was like, I have to go to No Man's Land in that plaza after work.
After work?
After work.
Holy smokes.
Because it was remember we had a half day on Friday.
Oh, okay. All right. So you were there.
But even then, 12 p.m., lunchtime in that plaza, I was like, oh my God. I was stressing out. I was like, Kayla, what am I going to do? I don't even know what I'm going to get. Never mind, like, if they're going to have anything there.
Oh, boy.
And then I thought, maybe I shouldn't tell Bill this because of the hard time I gave him about waiting last minute. I didn't mean to. I just kept forgetting.
Me too. Yeah, me too. But what really makes it worse is going to that plaza.
It wasn't as bad because I didn't go to Barnes & Nobles. I only went to Target, and it really wasn't bad.
Oh, you got lucky.
I was even on the phone with my mom, and usually, like, in that situation around Christmas time, you are on your target.
Yeah.
You are not on the phone talking about your day.
You got lucky.
Yeah.
I was in a line. I'm not kidding you. 30 people in front of me at Barnes & Noble. 30.
Yeah.
And I was there the day earlier picking up a book.
Ghost town.
And there was
crickets.
Nobody. I just walked up to that. I was like, oh no. Why would I do this? Why did I make this mistake?
I know.
But I got through it. And my wife was happy. She also said, I don't know why you did that. I didn't need any of this stuff. Of course, it's easy to say after the gifts are in the stocking.
Your eye is twitching. You're like,
yeah. Like, what? Okay.
What did you get her? You never did haul.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's all blur.
It really is. I
know.
I think some like journals and.
You didn't come in with. Well, you only came into the office with your Chipotle bag after, and you looked like you had been hit by a truck.
Well, they gave me the wrong food. I ordered the wrong order because I was all frazzled.
I ordered
It wasn't their
from
fault.
them.
It was my fault.
I ordered from them last week. They gave me a lot of cheese to the point where I took a picture and I was like, I can't believe how much cheese they gave me on my order.
Did you order like extra cheese?
No, maybe I did it on accident, but I was like, oh my God, I can't even see the rest of my bowl. That's how much cheese covered the surface.
Yeah, I've had some interesting. So I misordered that time. You had that with the cheese. And the airport, the Baltimore airport, bless their hearts, they're all very sweet people at that Chipotle. But man, it's always something that happens at that place. They either don't have the guacamole, or they didn't have this, or they're out of that. Or I'm like, man, I don't know why I go here, but I was going to go to oh my gosh, the chicken place.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I knew it.
But
I was just, while you were talking about Chipotle, I was thinking about Chick-fil-A.
yeah, because we're fast food mine now. But the line was like 50 people. So I was like, well, I'll go to Chipotle. That's only 25 people. They in their effort to be efficient, the person, this lovely woman who was like, hey, do you want a bowl or
like a burrito?
I was, if you're not watching this, but I was here. She was almost by the TV in the other room. She was getting that far, which is probably like 15 feet. Or maybe
she's
more.
Screaming at you.
She was handling everybody in front of me. So like they all took the order, and then by the time I got closer, now I'm like 7 people out, and it was on to the next person who's like, what kind of protein or whatever was that? Where do you want for toppings? I'm yelling, I'm laughing, and the guy in front of me like turns and smiles. I said, I've never ordered this far away from a counter before.
I've never ordered like this before.
He's like, we're pretty far away we're yelling our orders. I'm like, this is bananas, and I was so frazzled by it, and I should be better than this. I was so frazzled, I forgot to get my double rice. Because I was like, rice! I'm yelling. And then she goes, then she's so far away, I can't even ask for a guacamole because I was like, she was like, done. And I was like, but I wanted the
guac too.
And then, so when I got up to the end, I ordered a side of guac.
Oof. Okay?
Which is the same price. And I was like, I'll put it on myself. Woman at the register didn't hear me, apparently. Because when she checks me out, she goes, just the one bowl I go, yes. And then I saw my ring, I go, oh no, I didn't get the side of guac. Best part, I go, oh no, I forgot to get my son's bowl. Like, I only ordered one. I was supposed to get 2 entrees, I got 1. But I was so, like, flabbergasted by like, go get a bowl! I mean, I'm yelling. And so...
Oh my God.
What do you think happened?
You had to go back in line.
No. Old dad walks over and goes... Explains the experience. I said, here you go, bud.
You gave him your bowl?
Of course. I said, I have a protein bar in my bag.
What?
And that's what happened.
That's crazy. I don't know if I'll ever do that for my kid.
And I said, if you end up with anything extra, I'd love a couple bites.
I'd love a few scraps.
And I think like at some point he's like 3/4 of the way done. He's like, do you want some? I'm like, well, if you're not going to eat... Not thinking he would even eat it.
If you're not going to eat it.
And he's like, no, I will if you don't want any. I'm like, just eat it, man.
You didn't have time to... Did you not have time to hop somewhere else, or you did not have the energy after that?
I was definitely not getting back in that line.
Yeah, I would understand both.
And Chick-fil-A was just super long. And then the only other options were like McDonald's and then like a salad.
Yeah.
Which I could have done. It was fine. I was just like, you know what? I'll save the money. In my mind, that's what I go. Well, I'll save $15. I'm just going to do a protein bar.
Always looking at the positive. Wow. I feel like, I don't know. Oh my God.
That was my quick Chipotle, more long Chipotle story.
I don't know if I would have ever done that.
What?
Give up my bowl, especially after that experience.
I know. I was like, I really deserve this now.
But I would understand, like, because then you're dealing with the attitude. Because if that happened with me, like my mom, especially food is such a sensitive topic of like, I'm such a foodie, especially if I'm hungry, I get hangry.
Yeah.
Very bad. Everyone knows this. Our dance team knows this. It's pretty bad. So I feel like in a situation like that, I'd be like, it's fine. I don't even want your food. It's fine. I'll figure it out.
Well, there's a book. I think it's a book. It's called Leaders Eat Last. And I think that...
Yeah, I'm not a leader.
I'm just... Yeah, I mean, you talk about business or whatever. Like, I really am inherently always just willing to sacrifice for somebody else. And so I'm just like, I'll figure it out. He can have it. You know, it's fine. Like, I can make do. And so that's kind of how I handle most things.
Good for you. I will update you whenever that happens in my life.
Well, what I hope, Jaden, is years from now, a million years, when I'm not on this earth anymore, that my kids or my grandkids, they go, he was so selfless. Right? That would be a very endearing way for me to be thought of. And even work here. Like, Bill was always just, never thought about himself.
Yeah. I think it's already working. Everybody talks very highly of you.
Good. I appreciate that. And if they didn't, I would want to know.
Steph and I were talking about you yesterday, actually.
Uh-oh.
No, we were just saying, we're like,
you are just such a person where you stay cool, calm, collected. And when I would be scared if you were in a bad mood, because I'd be like, what's the protocol? What do we do? What's happening?
Yeah.
What, you know what I mean? Like the person that's just always in a good mood or always making jokes, always cool, calm, collected.
Yeah.
Anything out of those check boxes.
It's really interesting you say that. So
nervous.
my training partner at CrossFit, when we were getting ready for this competition, like we were doing something and it was a grind, and we finished and we're both like exhausted, and he turned to me at one point, he goes, I gotta tell you, man, like I felt like I was gonna die, but I looked over your face and you had this like such a calming presence that I was just like, it's gonna be okay. And I was like, huh, I didn't do that intentionally. Right. I was just like, I was just doing me. I just try to never show anything. Like, don't let them see you sweat kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I have an RBF, so that will never... I will never get that comment from anyone in my life.
Well, with that, talking about me, which I don't really like, I thank you for your time. It's been great. I do feel like I didn't get a chance to sit and talk to you in any form or shape or fashion in the last, like, 2 weeks or so, just because I've been super busy in and out. And I actually left. She's like, oh, I don't... and not that you ever think this. I'm like... She's like, I gotta talk to you. She's probably like, why isn't Bill? He's such a jerk. He's
Bill
like,
mad at me?
Yeah.
Did I do something?
So I do appreciate you understanding just kind of just getting back from vacation and the craziness of the new year. But
I'm just here. I'm always just here. Kind of just minding my beeswax. You know?
Very proud of you. You pulled in this morning, right on time with the rest of the crew. So there she is. Punctuality. I love it. Stephanie, I guess she thinks, which I kind of like. This is actually kind of fun. She thinks that I was talking to Kayla yesterday out in the office, and it was about, I guess it was 8:10, 8:15, and I was being super sincere. Like Steph walks in and sits down. I go, it was meant to be sort of fun loving. It was just like, hey Steph, it's really nice to see you today. And she goes,
she thought it was...
Okay, Bill, I get it.
Oh, no.
I was like,
and you're
what?
like, no, really?
Yeah. And then, of course, then they don't believe me because I go, no, I didn't even wear, like, yeah, like, you don't know everything that's going on around here. I was like, I really didn't even have any idea what time it was or if you were scheduled to come in 15 minutes late. Like, I didn't know.
Well, that's the thing. I want to say the past month, I changed my schedule 9 to 5 instead of 8 to 4.
Okay.
Just because I'm having a hard time in the morning sometimes. Yeah. But today we had work to do. We had filming to do.
Right.
Thirsty Thursday.
Right.
So Kayla expected me at 8, so I showed up.
Oh, nice.
Ready at 8. You know.
Appreciate that.
But yeah, I forgot what it was.
You have a great work ethic for a young.
Thank you.
Younger person. I feel like I'm generalizing, of course, but I do feel like it's my experience anyway has been harder to get the younger people to get here, be on time and do all the things.
I feel like a huge factor is just, and I know we've talked about this, but it's just the environment and the energy you're walking into, because if you don't like your environment, of course you're going to be like,
sure,
I don't want to go to work, or I don't care to go to work, or respect everything that goes into it.
Yeah.
Because I've definitely had those jobs. More so the environment, not anything to do with the people, because I can separate people from situations.
Right.
Not everyone can. So I just think it has a lot to do with that.
Another amazing quality.
Stop it.
All right, we'll come back next week with a topic. We'll stick to it, and we'll be on time. I'm always there when you call. That's a Ja Rule Ashanti. Ashanti?
Another old person?
Ja Rule? No, Ja.
I don't know what you're saying.
Okay.
I don't even...
You should, on the way home, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever your streaming service is, you should look up Ja Rule. And, always on time. And then now forever when you hear that lyric, you're like, oh, that was Ja Rule and Ashanti.
Oh, is that like a 2000s song?
Yeah. It's the 2000s.
Like a hip hop R&B
kind of vibe. She kind of
I love that song.
There when you call.
I love that song. I apologize for my
It's too late to apologize.
disgusted look when I
Too
was
late.
like, who is that? Because I love that song actually.